So I'm curious, and I mentioned Marjorie, but she's also, in her role today, is as a senior fellow, vice president of the Democracy Collaborative, which I would encourage you to say more about as our evening goes on. But, you know, I mentioned this, the divine right of capital. The book tonight is The Making of a Democratic Economy, Building Prosperity for the Many, Not Just the Few, which incidentally, for the many, not the few, is, you may recognize that, that is the British Labour Party's sort of manifesto, for the many, not the few. But tell us, why this book at this particular moment, and particularly coming on the, you know, a book about the divine right of capital, and then a book looking at broader ownership. What's changed, and why today? Why this book?
Well, the first book, Divine Right of Capital, was really about the corporation and how it's designed around capital in the same way that the monarchy was designed around divine right. And so then I broadened the inquiry with Owning Our Future to look at how would you design things differently, how could you do ownership differently. And here we take on the whole economy. It's the question of that the whole economy is really designed for the 1%. I mean, there's a survey not too long ago, 70% of Americans said they think the economy is rigged against them. And they're right, it is. It's rigged against most of us. And so in the book, we unpack, well, how is it rigged and how could you actually unrig it? And that's work that is going on. There's thousands of people doing this work all over the country, and they have been doing it for a couple of decades. And you know, since I published Divine Right, and that was 2001, so it's almost 20 years now, I've been amazed at how sophisticated and pervasive this work has become. Impact investing has grown up. That didn't really, there's been socially responsible investing, but this particular form of investing, particularly for social impact as well as financial returns, that has become tremendously sophisticated. And there's a whole movement for worker co-ops now, which we didn't used to have to the same extent. So there's a lot that has happened, I think, in terms of this space becoming more sophisticated, and yet conditions have gotten worse and worse and worse. And so one of the things that we're trying to do with this book is to say we need to get serious and not just be a little project over here, or you know we're doing this little thing over here, but no, we are the next economy, and let's get serious about that.